Hi accounting class. In this video we're going to go over how to account for a problem when you have credit terms and a problem when you have credit card sales. So we're going to go through the following problem where it states Hometown Arts gross sales for the month included sales on account 210 and 30 or credit card sales 3% credit card fee. Okay, let's talk about let's talk about credit terms first, not credit card terms, credit terms. Okay, so they'll just throw these numbers in the transaction. Here's an example, 3, 15, and 30. The first number is the percent. So 3%, which shows a decimal, is 0.03. Okay? 3% if you're paying within 15 days. So this is the number of days to get the discount. Or you pay the entire amount in 30 days. Okay, so one more time, the first number is the percent. The second number is the number of days to get the discount. And if they don't pay within the discount period, they pay the entire amount in 30 days. Okay? All right, here's another example. 110 EOM. The first number is 1% discount if they pay in 10 days or the entire amount at the end of the month. EOM stands for end of month. Here's another one, 5, 10, and 30. The 5 is the percent, so that would be 5% as a decimal, 0.05. Pay in 10 days or less, or the entire amount in 30 days. All right. I wanted to bring that in before we started practicing this problem. So I'm going to erase now. And now we're going to look at the journal entry. Okay, so we've got debit, we've got credit. Okay, so sales on account 210 and 30 is the credit terms. Okay, well great. I have to do the sale on account first. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to debit accounts receivable. And that is for $150,000. And I'm going to credit sales revenue. 150. Okay? And that is number 1. Okay. Number 2, and we want to make sure we understand. So accounts receivable is an asset. I'm increasing accounts receivable. Sales revenue is a revenue account. I'm increasing sales revenue. Go to number 2. Number 2 is the credit card sales. So it says credit card sales are 3% credit card fee. Okay. So when companies accept credit cards, they have to pay the credit card company a fee. So the cash that they'll actually receive will be less because they have to pay the credit card company. Why do they do it? They do it because they want the cash quickly, and most people it will increase their sales because most people will want to use a credit card. Okay? All right, so let's kind of do this in pieces. When you work in the lab, yes, you will always list your debits first, but when I'm first teaching you about this, I'm going to do this in pieces. Okay, so the first piece I'm going to do is they sold with a credit card. So I'm going to do the sales revenue first. So we credit sales revenue for whatever they sold for. So they sold it for $200,000. Okay, the next thing, I'm going to figure out the credit card fee. So I'm going to go over to the side, and I'm going to take 200,000, and then I multiply it by the credit card fee. So the credit card fee was 3%. I like decimals, so 0.03. 200,000 times 0.03 gives me $6,000. So my fee for using this credit card is $6,000. The company has to pay the fee. So the company pays the credit card company. All right, so credit sales revenue. And then I'm going to debit credit card expense. Okay, this is an expense account, and I debit that $6,000. Okay, so I debit credit card expense, I credit sales revenue. All right, in order to figure out the net effect, I'm going to take 200,000 and subtract out the credit card fee, okay, and that gives me 194. So I'm going to debit my cash for 194,000. Let's step back, see if this makes sense. My cash is increasing by 194. Of course, less because I had to pay that credit card fee. Credit cards are not free for businesses, for restaurants or merchandise businesses. They have to pay. Debit credit card expense 6,000, and then my sales revenue. All right, I'm going to erase this. Okay, all right, now we're going to the next. So here's what it says. Half of the sales on account were paid within the discount period. Okay, so the publisher shows you that you would take 150,000, you'd multiply it by 0.50, and you'd multiply it by 0.98. Why 0.98? Because it's a 100%, you're getting a 2% discount, so the amount of cash that you'll actually get, you will multiply everything by 0.98. I'm going to show you another way to do it, just so you're really understanding where that sales discount goes. All right, so half of what we sold, so I'm just going to go over here, I'm going to divide this by 2, and that's 75,000. So this customer paid for half of it. They didn't pay for all of it, they paid for half. So you'll only compute the discount on what they paid, right? Because they still owe us money. So I'm going to take the 75,000 and then I'm going to multiply that by 0.02. That is the discount. Remember, it's 2, 10, and 30, so 2%. So 75,000 times 2%, that gives me $1,500. What is that? That's my sales discount. Okay, same way I taught you the credit card expense, I'm going to do it in pieces. So you always know you list your debits first, but when I'm teaching you, I will not do that. I will list the debit last, okay? All right, so I'm going to go over here, and of this accounts receivable, they paid me half. Now don't touch the sales revenue. We're done with the sales revenue. Don't double count. We will affect the accounts receivable. So I go over here, and I'm going to credit, and this is number 3. I'm going to credit accounts receivable for $75,000. Okay, that's one piece of the puzzle. Next, I'm going to debit this new account called sales discounts. Okay, write this in your notes. You want to make sure you understand. Sales discounts is a contra revenue account. Okay, you know at this point, any contra account is always the opposite of a regular account. So sales discount is a contra revenue. The normal balance will be a debit, and it will subtract from the regular account. The regular account is sales. So you have sales, then you will subtract your sales discount. So sales discount, and I'm going to record that separately, is $1,500. That's a debit. I will do the cash last. I'm going to take the $75,000 and I'm going to subtract $1,500. So the cash that I actually get is only $73,500 because I had to pay a fee. So I debit cash $73,500. Okay? That's number 3. All right, I go to number 4 now. Well, now the customers, and this is how they word it, okay? The other accounts were paid in full at the end of the month. All right, in full, so what's still left? What's still left is $75,000. However, no discount. So this one's simpler. I will just debit cash for $75,000 and I will credit accounts receivable. For $75,000. Remember, do not touch the revenue. You will overcount. The revenue is fully recorded. Now that you did this, now the accounts receivable is fully recorded. The cash, they got a little less here because they gave the discount. They got full amount here because the customers did not get the discount within that time period. Okay, we're done with number 1. Here's what it says on number 2. Number 2, calculate the net sales for the month. So this question is only looking for net sales. So I'm going to erase. And everybody remember these numbers, all right? Remember the sales revenue. Remember sales discounts. All right, I'm not telling all the other accounts. So let me erase. Why not? Here's why not. How do you get net sales? Net sales are going to be your sales revenue minus any contra revenues. Well, what's the contra revenue you just learned? Sales discount. And that will equal net sales. Okay? All right. So I'm just going to keep that up. All right. There was a lot of other accounts in this. Well, guess what? They don't affect net sales. Cash, that's an asset. That doesn't affect net sales. Credit card discount expense does not affect net sales. Okay? Because that's what this problem is looking for. Accounts receivable, that's an asset. Does not affect net sales. All right. So we're going to add our 2 sales revenues. So we had one for $150,000 and we had one for $200,000. So our gross sales were, here, or if I could put it right here to make my life easy. Why not? Okay, so my gross sales are $350,000. My sales discount, only one contra revenue. It's $1,500. But everyone, don't forget, show it in parentheses. It's a contra account. It will subtract from the regular. I put it in parentheses, draw my line. I take the difference between the two. 350 minus 1,500. And that includes my net sales. The answer is $348,500. Okay? And that's it. That's how you do a credit card sale and a sale with credit terms. All right? Get in the lab, get that homework done, and I will see you soon.